The first time she told me I wasn't really suited for her work events, I laughed it off. We were in the kitchen, her hair still damp from the shower, makeup only half applied, teetering in those red heels that always made her taller than me. She poured herself coffee, kissed my cheek and said, "It's just, you know how you can be sometimes. Not really your scene." Your scene, I let it slide. Back then, I was the quiet husband, the one lingering in the background of her Instagram snapshots, holding her bag or standing half a step outside the frame. I thought it was love letting her shine. We'd been married 8 years, and I'd never skipped one of her major nights before. But that evening I stayed home, opened a beer, turned on the game, and convinced myself she just wanted work and home separate. The second time was different. She didn't even try to soften it. We were stuck in traffic when she dropped it casually. "You don't need to come to the holiday gala this year. I told everyone you were traveling." I blinked at her. "Why?" She kept her eyes on the road. "Last time you were a bit awkward. It's a high-profile event. I just don't want to be embarrassed." That one stung. Not for the words themselves, though they weren't easy to hear, but for how she said it, like I was a clumsy little brother she had to shield. That night I sat in my office, lights off, staring at our wedding photo on the wall. She'd been radiant, holding my arm like she'd never let go. Now she seemed embarrassed by me, so I started watching. Her phone would ping at strange hours, names unfamiliar. She worked late 3 nights a week. When she returned, she smelled of perfume she didn't wear for me. Once I passed the bathroom while she got ready for one of those parties I wasn't supposed to attend. She hummed light, happy, like a woman in love. Not with me. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I had my own history in business. A decade ago, I'd built and sold a software company for enough to buy most people's dreams twice. I'd quietly invested in a few ventures. My name wasn't on many doors, but my signature still mattered on a lot of contracts. One afternoon I dug a little. Her company wasn't huge, maybe 150 employees, but profitable. A boutique marketing firm with a glossy client list and a reputation for exclusivity. I reviewed the filings, the shareholder structure. Her boss, a woman named Cassandra Stratton, owned the majority, but not enough to block a buyer with deep pockets. Deep pockets like mine. The plan formed slowly, almost gently. I wasn't thinking revenge. At first. I just wanted to see what would happen if I stopped standing in the background. 2 months later, I sat across from Cassandra in a private dining room at one of the city's top steakhouses. She didn't know me as Melissa's husband. She knew me as an investor interested in boutique marketing. My team had run the numbers. I knew where they were over-leveraged, where pressure could make a sale tempting. "I can offer a valuation 20% above market," I said over Cabernet. Clean, fast, no disruption to clients. Cassandra raised an eyebrow. "And what do you want in return?" "Control." I told her the deal could close in 6 weeks. On paper, a merger. In reality, I bought them outright. Waited. The invitation to the annual company party arrived via email, from the events coordinator who didn't yet know I was the new owner. Melissa didn't mention it. 3 days before the party, she came home in a tight black dress, holding a garment bag. "Got my outfit for Friday. Gonna be huge this year. Big clients, media, everything. Please don't take this wrong, but it's better if you don't come." He nodded. "Sure. Wouldn't want to embarrass you." Friday night I arrived late. The ballroom shimmered with chandeliers, soft jazz filling the air. Even the waiters looked like they made 6 figures. I wore a tailored navy suit, no tie, just enough confidence to belong without effort. I spotted her near the stage, laughing at something Cassandra said. Her hand rested on a man's arm, a coworker she'd mentioned once or twice. She didn't notice me at first. Cassandra did. Confusion, recognition, then almost fear. I walked to the stage as the MC introduced the leadership team. I took the microphone. "Good evening," I began, voice carrying over the hush. "Most of you don't know me yet. I'm Daniel Cole, and as of last month, I'm the new majority owner and CEO of Stratton & Company." Silence. Melissa froze. Cassandra's glass paused mid-air. I'm here tonight, I continued. Not just to celebrate a year of incredible work, but to share the future we're building together. A future where the talent in this room meets the resources to make it unstoppable. I spoke for 5 minutes on growth, innovation, optimism. Every eye followed me when I stepped down. Melissa didn't move. She found me later near the balcony. What the hell was that? She hissed. I sipped my drink. An introduction. Your boss forgot to make one. She glanced around. You bought the company. Why? I met her eyes calmly. Because you told me not to come. Her mouth opened but no sound came. I let the silence stretch. Then I added, Melissa, you've spent months treating me like an inconvenience to hide away. I've spent those same months wondering if the woman I married even exists anymore. She flinched. This isn't how you fix things. I'm not here to fix things, I said quietly. I'm here because I got tired of standing outside the room where my own wife pretends I don't belong. The rest of the evening, people treated me differently. The same coworkers who had barely noticed me before were suddenly all handshakes and questions. Cassandra tried small talk, but I could see the calculations behind her eyes. Melissa stayed close to me for a while, stiff as stone, then drifted toward the bar. I didn't follow. Owning the company hadn't magically fixed my marriage. If anything, it held a mirror to what was already broken, but it did something for me. It reminded me I didn't have to accept the role I'd been quietly assigned. The husband in the corner, the man too awkward to be seen. A month later, Melissa moved out. She said she couldn't be married to her boss. I didn't argue. I signed the papers, kept the company, and returned to building something that was mine again. Sometimes I walk past the framed wedding photo still hanging in my office. She's smiling in it, clutching my arm like she'd never let go. But now I look at it differently. I remember the night she told me not to come. And I remember walking in anyway, under the chandeliers, not as her plus one, but as the man who owned the room. The Monday after the gala, my office door stayed closed most of the day. I'd taken the corner suite, Cassandra's old office, and swapped the heavy walnut desk for something modern, glass and steel. Melissa didn't come in. She wasn't technically on payroll. Her role was client-side, but I knew she'd avoid the hallways. Around noon, my assistant buzzed. Melissa Cole here to see you. I let her in. She stepped inside like it was enemy territory, arms folded, no smile. So, that was the plan all along, she said. No, I said honestly. At first it was curiosity. Then it became opportunity. She laughed, short and bitter. You bought my company just to prove you belong in my world. Leaned back. Melissa, I was in this world before you even applied for your first job. The only difference is, I never needed to announce it. Her eyes flashed. So, this was payback. No, I said. It's a reminder, for both of us. The weeks that followed were tense in ways only power shifts create. The leadership team adapted quickly. Money talks. But there was a chill between Melissa and me. She stopped coming home some nights. I didn't ask where she was. I didn't need to. One evening, reviewing an old file, I saw her name on an internal report flagged for inappropriate relationships. It dated 2 months before I bought the company. I sat with that information for a long time. Not angry, not surprised, just done. When the divorce papers came, they were clean and professional. She asked for nothing but her freedom. We signed in silence. No drama, no theatrics. Just the quiet end of something that had been dying for a long time. Owning the company changed me. It wasn't about Melissa anymore. It was about proving I could still walk into any room and command it. That I could be the man who built, decided, led. Some nights, when the office is empty and the city glows through the windows, I think back to that first moment under the chandeliers, the look on her face when I said, I'm the new CEO. It wasn't triumph I felt, it was clarity. And clarity stays. 3 months after the gala, Melissa's name surfaced in a quarterly review. Not in a good way. 2 high-profile client accounts quietly moved to competitors. Exit interviews hinted at boundary issues and unprofessional conduct with account team members. I already knew the details. The man she laughed with at the party, her coworker, wasn't just a fling. He was on payroll. The HR investigation I authorized found messages, receipts, and enough after-hours meetings to overwhelm an attorney. From a corporate standpoint, a decision had to be made. Personally, I'd already made mine. The next Monday, I scheduled a closed-door meeting with HR, legal, and Melissa. She entered like she'd rehearsed every defense. Before she spoke, HR slid a thick folder across the table. "Melissa, we've documented multiple policy violations, including breaches of client trust. You may resign immediately, or we can proceed with formal termination for cause." She turned to me, eyes sharp. "This is you." I didn't deny it. "This is the company. I just signed the paperwork." Her voice dropped. "You planned this before you bought us." I met her gaze steadily. "No. I've been paying attention since before I bought you." She chose resignation. I knew she would. Melissa could live with a lie better than a scandal. 2 days later, the man she'd been seeing was gone too. Not because of them, but because I sold his department to a smaller agency that didn't value his salary. Life after that was quiet. No awkward silences, no unwanted invitations. Work, company growth, and a clear view of the city I now had a larger share of. I ran into her once afterward. Midtown restaurant, flashy crowd. She faltered when she saw me. I nodded politely, and for a moment I saw it. Her realization that the man she thought she could sideline had walked in and taken the room. She didn't approach. She didn't need to. We both knew the story's end. Not shouting, not revenge, but ownership, in every sense of the word.